I didn't work out. I just walked for an hour in my driveway. So I'm going to have to walk a little bit more later. Sometimes you just kind of need a break from hitting the gym super, super hard. And I've been hitting the gym really, really hard for a long time. I have lost 12 pounds since Sunday night. So I'm like just going to chill a little bit. I mean, I did walk 3 miles. So there's that. But that's not that much in the grand scheme of what I normally do. You know what I mean? But hello and good morning, all you kids. I am an Avon lady. For those of you who do not know, I sell Avon. It is what I do. It is how I make money. I stream and I don't make money via tips. I mean, pennies here and there, and sometimes a big surprise. I make money by selling Avon at adriannecurry.com. That's how I make a living. I'm sure you all know it's all I talk about. Why? Because it's how I pay my bills. Sorry, I look like poop. Usually I already have my makeup done on a Wednesday and stuff, but my husband and I like walked together for an hour before he got ready to work. And we talked about Lord of the Rings. That's what we did for an hour. We just talked about Gimli. We talked about what characters would be in Lord of the Rings. I told my husband that elves are just too effeminate. Like he would not have been an elf. And I decided, because of my husband's obsession with the outdoors and training to live outdoors, basically survival. I'm like, you would be a ranger. Definitely one of the descendants of Numenor that has been wandering around Middle Earth with Aragorn. It's sad because the movies don't show the rangers that are basically Aragorn's brethren. The rangers actually walk with him through the paths of the dead. It's not just Gimli and Legolas. It's Elrond's 2 sons and the Rangers of the North. But I guess, they didn't want to make the movies too long. But here's the thing. They could have made each movie 4 hours long, and I truly think everyone still would have watched it and loved it. That's just me. That's what I believe. So I think they dropped the ball. You guys should have made each movie 4 hours long. Return of the King is my least favorite, even though it has the best, most epic battle scene that ever existed in it. Fellowship of the Ring is always my favorite. From the Shire to Moria, and definitely the Nazgul. My husband says there's something wrong with me. I love Mordor. I love the way it looks. I love the way the Nazgul look on their fell beasts. I love it. This is Rice Water Bright cleansing wipes, Korean Beauty, right? This is our new Skin So Soft with retinol right here. I use this every night after I take a shower. Retinol is what you use on your face for anti-aging. Why not use this on your body? I would like to speculate that I think Ghislaine Maxwell is not alive. I don't think she's alive at all. Do you guys? I don't think she's alive. Have you seen any videos or pictures of her lately? I bet you $20 she ain't alive. Because they knew everyone would lose their shit. So they're just like, yeah, sure, she's in prison. Why is she in prison? They basically said there's no reason. Why would she go to prison if there was no blackmail or any of that? For what reason? And I gotta say that Twitter, ooh, that AC is cold. Twitter is definitely, or X, it is full of bots. I ordered 2 packs of rice wipes. I love them. They are kind of the best. I just use the Belief Aqua Bomb toner. I don't think she's in witness protection. I think she's dead. That's just me. I don't think she's alive. I don't think she's alive. Why would she be? Why would they leave her alive and not Epstein? I think it's silly to think she's alive. Of course, I got shit all over my glasses. It's just a nightmare, these glasses. Yep. I don't think she's alive. So Trump said the stupidest thing I've ever heard yesterday, which is the Epstein thing. And I got to tell you, there's a bunch of Trump simps that are like, trust the plan. Trust in Donald Trump, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Get out of here, dude. Are you serious? I trust my husband. I trust my best friend. I don't just trust the plan. What fucking plan? Why does everyone think they're in the know? Like some random shit poster on X. Oh, I'm so deeply in the know with government everything. Sure you are. Are you serious? Is that what you really, really think? That you're in the know? Like, it's so stupid. Nobody knows shit. But I'll tell you this. Trump has said some stupid ass shit in his day, but yesterday that was the stupidest fucking bullshit I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, it's one of two things. Either Donald Trump wants to trigger Democrats into demanding the list, right? Or, and I don't believe that because of the Dan Bongino turnaround and everything. Like Kash Patel and Dan Bongino literally got famous by constantly being like, Epstein, we got to get Epstein. Oh, Epstein killed himself. Oh, he didn't do anything wrong. Like the second they got in there. So those are snakes. Either they threatened their whole families and stuff and said, if you do anything with this, we're taking you all out, which I find believable. Or they were bullshit liars the entire time and it was a psyop. I told everyone if Donald Trump walked out on a stage and unzipped his human flesh and stepped out the king of all alien lizards, I wouldn't be shocked. You know what I mean? The fact that everyone's like, it's Israel, it's the Jews, oh my God, then I know it's not. Everyone says the deep state's stupid. They're fucking not stupid. What's stupid is thinking that people this powerful are so dumb that they just leave it all out there for you, Janice in Ohio, to figure it out. Like, are you for real? Is that what everyone really thinks? Yeah, I'm in Ohio. I go like this on my computer and I'm deep into government conspiracies and I've figured it out. I highly doubt any of us have. They're smarter than us, dude. They've been running the world for how fucking long? They're smarter than us. We're not out thinking the deep state. I don't know why everyone's like, oh, they're just so dumb. No, they're not. They're not. I know Janice from Ohio. I've outsmarted the CIA. They've toppled multiple governments, but gee golly, are they stupid now? I think he has done this to get people talking about it. And look, everyone's talking about it. People have been talking about Epstein nonstop. Pam Bondi is the most insincere human being I've ever had to watch. She has given me the heebie-jeebies from the moment I looked at her. I'm like heebie-jeebied out. Like I just got chills thinking about it. Like so insincere. There's some darkness there, man. So yeah, I don't blindly follow anyone. Let's do Beyond Glow. Vitamin C. I'm only going to put mascara on today. I just don't feel like wearing makeup. I just don't. Sometimes you just, you go for a supernatural look, which is like the real deal. little vitamin C. Let's do a little niacinamide all in one cream, help out those wrinkles. But yeah, when Trump said that, I'm like, either he doesn't know his base or he is literally Lucifer himself, or he is on those lists with everyone else. And I know everyone's always like, it's 4D chess. It's like, I just, I don't think anyone has it figured out, but I'll tell you this much. It's a big club and we ain't in it. We ain't in it. We are not in that club. But yeah, with Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are only really famous for nonstop talking about Epstein. And then all of a sudden they just flip the script on everything. And I'm like, okay. So maybe it was a psyop, a little belief. Moisturizing eye balm. Maybe it was a psyop to make the people think that they could give the middle finger to the deep state. And then the deep state set this all up to make it look like everyone was against Trump. And then it was just a flipped script. Like they're all just sitting there patting each other on the back. You know what I mean? Like they're all friends. And they're like, oh, these people, look at what they think we're doing. And here's the thing. Before I get into what Trump said. This team sports thing, I don't do the team sports. I don't trust anyone. I trust people I like less than people I don't like. Yeah, well, Bongino looks like shit right now. I'm sorry, bro. You look terrible. Really bad. I don't trust the president. I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't understand how people can just trust people they don't know. I don't just trust people I don't know. That's not how I was raised. People have to really earn their trust with me. Like in person, not just on TV, not just with words. You know what I mean? So I go into everything and everyone's like, oh, you must be this, or you're MAGA, or you're a Republican, or you're libertarian, whatever it is. And I'm like, I don't trust any of what you said or anyone that represents any of that. I used to claim I was a Democrat, but I don't fucking trust them at all anymore. Holy shit. They're the worst kind of liars because they play on compassion and empathy to get their way, and they really don't give a flying fuck about anyone. Yeah, trust me. I ain't trusting nobody. I did not walk through the fucking fires of Hollywood to come out and be like, I trust people. Duh. Like, no. Sorry. I don't trust anyone. Am I hopeful? Sure. Even when Joe Biden was in office, I was really hopeful he would do a good job. I wanted him to. It was really bad. Like I really suffered in my job. Most people really, really suffered. I know people who lost their homes. Like it wasn't good. It wasn't good, unfortunately. It just wasn't good. It just was not good. But I mean, President Trump's famous and surprisingly cordial interaction with President Obama, was it surprisingly cordial? What if we're all being played? In January was a tantalizing mystery about what the two world leaders quietly talked about. That is, until now, according to Axios, citing the new book 2024, How Trump Retook the White House and the Democrats Lost America, Trump and Obama chatted about hitting the links at one of Trump's many golf courses. This sounds pretty believable. As they sat side by side in a pew at Carter's funeral. The exact passage in the book reads, Trump sat next to Barack Obama, invited him to play golf, enticing him with depictions of Trump's courses around the world. That sounds like something he'd do. Trump and Obama were caught on video laughing it up like two pals who just got back together after not seeing each other for a while. Here's the thing. I don't for a second doubt that the possibility is there that Obama and Trump and Bush and Clinton all smoke cigars with each other and laugh at us. That's a possibility. And to deny that's a possibility is to deny the reality of everything we've seen. I'm sorry. Like, I am hopeful for things, but I live in reality. And when I have consistently been effed in my butt by politicians and movements and things I think I believe in, I don't put my faith in politicians anymore. There is a possibility that every single one, the deep state is not stupid. I don't know why people think the deep state is stupid. They literally have ruled the world, toppling governments, causing civil wars in other countries to gain power. But Janice in Ohio, she's got it all figured out. That's if you open yourself to the possibility of being disappointed, you're never disappointed. That's how I live my life. I just sit here and I'm like, nothing will surprise me. I don't put a bunch of hope into anybody. I thought Kamala Harris was awful. I thought it would be a continuation of what Biden did when she started flipping the script. Like, we have to shut the border. Remember when they're like, we need smart border bills and we need to make all these bills to shut the border. We haven't made any new laws to shut the border and it's shut. So all the Democrats did was lie and fucking lie. They literally invaded our country and they're like, oh, but you'll hurt their feelings if you deport them. They're people. No, you broke the rules. You should be in fucking prison for the rest of your fucking lives for letting 32 million illegal immigrants into this country. You should be in jail. Period. Yeah, sit the fuck down, Janice. But I just don't trust anyone. But what I do know is our border is closed right now. So all the Democrats saying, we can't close the border. We need all this money. Steal your money to close the border. Mythically imagine. No, the laws were there. You were just breaking them all. The Democrats were breaking all our laws and flooding our country with illegal immigrants and then telling us, oh, it's because we haven't passed these laws and stolen more of your money. There's no way the border can be shut unless we steal more of your money. And what has happened in the last few months? That border is fucking shut. The plebs. Caesar knew how to play the plebs. And politicians have been playing the plebs forever. So I just sit here and I'm like, I understand why everyone backed Trump. I get it. Because it felt like the only middle finger anyone had left. The only one. The only middle finger we had left to the establishment, right? So President Trump and Pam Bondi just got asked about the DOJ's Jeffrey Epstein memo. How does everyone feel after watching this?
Sure. Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former labor secretary who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency.
I'm going to put this eye primer on, but only because I'm putting a tiny little bit of eyeliner on my eyes.
So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of his death?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Pam, could I just interrupt? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking?
It's all anyone has talked about in your base, Mr. President. MAGA was a bunch of people who listened to Dan Bongino and Kash Patel talk about Epstein, talk about Prince Andrew, talk about Bill Clinton, and all these people who were banging tiny children. So they wanted to see justice. Now, granted, I understand that, we might topple the entire world blowing the lid on Bill Gates and all these people. I get it. But I'm Rorschach in The Watchmen. If the truth makes the world burn, so be it, dude. I'm tired of this shit. So here's what I think. I think Epstein was our asset. And they don't want to reveal now that they looked at everything. They're like, oh, it was the United States that did this. The United States teamed up with Israel because Israel only exists because the United States let it. The only reason it's fucking there is because of us. That's it. I know everyone's like, Israel controls everything. I think it's like a huge spy operation from both. And Israel only exists because the United States gave them the might in order to do so. I think everyone gives Israel way too much credit. It wouldn't be there. Like, there would be no Israel had we not built it. I think it's a glorified U.S. military base. They're the ones that are always whining and crying and wanting our money. Why? Because they probably have Mossad and all this stuff, and they probably give us all intelligence, all of it. That's what I think. They're completely funded by us. They only exist because of us. That's it. The United States, Rome wasn't Rome because it didn't destroy and conquer other countries. That's all America has done. We learned from Rome, and instead of extending our borders, what we did is we put military bases everywhere to keep everyone under control. By the way, I'm going to use Love It First Lash. I'm going to use our cream Glimmer Sticks eyeliner in brown and Super Extend mascara on my bottom. But yeah, I'm not going to really wear makeup today, just that. It is our inside vein in the Middle East. That's why, we fund it. It's so we can keep Iran and all the other fucking countries, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq. That is our keep tabs on everyone. So here's the thing. If being warmongers benefited the American people, we would probably get behind more wars. But it only benefits rich politicians and their families to rebuild. Like, get out of here.
We have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things.
I'll be honest with them. Texas and all the floods right now, that's a big fucking deal. I'm not mad at him for saying that. But the way he said this was not good. But him saying, you know what, we're focused right now on the acts of God that have hit this nation. All these people have died. All those little babies at that summer camp, dude.
And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
Yep, nonstop, Mr. President. It's all we're going to fucking talk about. Because we want to take out Bill Gates and everyone else. Even if it's you. Sorry, buddy.
That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind
Do you want to waste the time?
answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I was asked a question about.
She's the most disingenuous. Everything she says, I don't believe. This woman gives me the heebie-jeebies.
About the client list, and my response was it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein.
Nobody believes that. It was videos of world leaders touching kids.
Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video. We released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking
biggest maximum security prison ever, and you have some outdated AOL dial-up system.
for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
Mr. President, on the tariffs first, you said it is the deadline.
That was hard to watch. It was hard to listen to. It is enraging. They know damn well why they won. Releasing the Epstein files was number one. People wanted to see these people exposed. So, I mean, we can speculate about what's happening. What if they went in, looked at all of them, and they're like, oh, if we expose this, literally the entire world will topple? Or what if they are using all of these files as blackmail against world leaders? What if that's why everyone's like, oh, Trump for a peace deal and all this shit, and he keeps resolving all these wars, not because of negotiations, but because Trump now has his hands on all this evidence? And what if he's like actually using it to blackmail the world? This is just speculation. But either way, it looks bad. It doesn't feel good. I think a lot of people wanted full transparency. And when you have the most insincere human being on earth, Pam Bondi, being like, well, what? Like, dude, when she talks, it's so insincere that, like I said, it gives me the heebies. I'm like, dude, like every time you open your mouth, I'm just uncomfortable because it's so bad. It's so bad. All right, I'm just actually going to use the lightest color here. Just a light little color, just so I can set my eyeliner. I lied. I said I wasn't going to wear that much makeup, and I'm totally going to do it. And it's just happening. I'm just wearing a tiny little bit of powder. So sometimes your eyeliner will run if you don't put a primer and like the tiniest bit of color. Like that, and this isn't even color, it's a flesh color that I just put on. So I'm done there. But there's a lot of speculating that can be done. But to assume anyone was going to do anything but get pissed off about what they said. Yeah, when Trump said people are still talking about him, like he knows damn well they are. Right. So if you wanted to end someone, you just got to do it before 11:59 and 12. Like, we're supposed to believe the SEAL Team 6 and shit, right, went in and took out bin Laden, and that we could do all these crazy effing things. But then mythically and magically, when it comes to this, we can't do it. So this is what I said here. Hold on. Robbie Starbucks, like, how does everyone feel after watching this? I said, I'm going to say it. Fuck off on that one, Mr. President. Then continue to keep fucking off till you are thoroughly fucked off before all recognition. That's what I contributed to that. You should not smoke, Graham. But we have plenty of skincare, a body wash. We have stuff for dudes. We have an entire dude section at Avon. But I'm so glad you asked about Avon. Do you know why? Because I sell Avon. And if you go to adriannecurry.com right there, or my link in my bios, and you go down to shop by category, we have this one called men. This is our men's category right here. Body wash, colognes. This is all the skincare recommended for dudes. We got some deodorant, physio gel for your face, retinol treatment, anti-aging. You know what I mean? Some jewelry. Fuck it. Can you imagine a dude wearing an Avon shirt? You totally should. Girl, you say everything I've been thinking. I voted Trump over airhead cackle queen myself, but he's not being as transparent as he promised. I feel like things are way better off now than they would have been under her. I'm sorry. Those 4 years of Biden, as hopeful as I was that he would do well by our country, I wanted him to do well. I was struggling bad. I am so glad we didn't have a continuation of that. And her as borders are, she did a terrible, terrible job, awful job. And they lied. We did not have to pass new legislation to shut the borders. We had all the laws on the books. They were all right there. And they didn't do it. So that's how I feel about all of that. It's difficult, man. It is a difficult one. But I just want everyone to know I don't have like deep loyalty to politicians. Take it this way. When you vote for someone, what you've done is you've hired them for the job, right? Now, if you were the boss at a company and someone came in and bullshitted you in your office or fucked up, wouldn't you say something? So these people that are like, oh, you can't get mad at Trump. What? Get the fuck out of here. You have lost your minds. Anyone who voted for that man, and even people who didn't vote for him, he was hired by the American people. And if he's doing something that the people don't like, they need to say something. Like, okay, the key to why I left the Democratic Party is I believe in holding your own party accountable. I had never voted Republican in my life. They owed me nothing. But when I kind of found out that, Democrats just lie and say they care about human rights and all the shit, and they really don't. It's all a lie. I said, I need to punish my party by not voting for them until they get their shit together. Constantly talking about identity politics and skin color and sexuality, you fucking lost me, dude. I'm gone. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Like, get your shit back together. And when you do, maybe I'll check you out again. But until then, go fuck off. Avon raised their prices. You mean like everyone? Have you noticed inflation? Avon's cheap as fuck. Let me tell you something about Avon. Our products have the same fucking ingredients in them as products you can go buy from Sephora for $150+. They're made in the same factory. We have different packaging. It's not as fancy as, let's say, Dior or something. But it's the same fucking ingredients. It does the same fucking thing. And it is a fraction of the price. Political again. Oh my God. Yeah, I said fuck them all. You don't like that? You don't like that? Get out of here then. What the fuck? Francis doesn't like her talking about what's going on. Well, let's talk about Superman. That's what I want to talk about. So I couldn't help but notice that the Superman shit, they're starting to advertise it like with identity politics. Like James Gunn and his brother are like, oh, Superman's an immigrant. No, he's not. He's an extraterrestrial. When you think of Roswell and Area 51, illegal immigrants. No, it's fucking extraterrestrial. That's E.T., bitch. That is not Hector from Venezuela or Moses from Nigeria. That is a fucking alien. That's an alien. So James Gunn, Immigration Soapbox, is a fan kryptonite. It's true. You're making your movie political. Like, this reminds me of the Snow White chick. Free Palestine. Like, what are you doing? No one's going to watch your movie. Shut up. Stop talking. Please, for the love of God, stop talking. I wish these people would stop talking. Dean Cain is so nice. That is a nice man. Trust me. There's not very nice people in Hollywood. He is a very nice man. You know, he was the first ethnic Superman, and they're like, we hate him, even though he's ethnically the first non-white Superman. Screw the minority. They don't like him. It's hilarious. It's just the bigotry of these people. You're making your stream political. Look in the mirror. Or you can suck my dick. Everyone's making everything political. That's why with movies, stop. Just stop, dude. I want to go to a movie and not think about anything that's happening now. None of it. I don't want the message. I don't want to be preached at about global warming. I don't want to be taught lessons about immigration. I don't want to hear about the racisms, unless it's a movie like Green Book, which my husband was the voiceover guy on the movie trailers for Green Book. We love Green Book. In fact, we run around going, a squirrel will eat it anyway. That's like our thing. Green Book was a great movie. And it was about racism, but it wasn't that preachy. And what I liked is it was about Italians. They have a problem with black people and vice versa. So you watch this movie, and I don't think Viggo's Italian, but he nailed being an Italian. I was like, good for you. He nailed it. Like, you just want to be entertained. You just want to be happy. What did you do with your Maxim cover? That was like 9,000 years ago. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But yeah, man, movies used to be so good. And you could just, ever since you pointed out Nicole Kidman's elbows, I put retinol on mine daily, using mine up and then buying your retinol body lotion. Dude, I'm telling you, don't get all the work done, because you just look at the rest of the body parts and you know. Yeah, you're supposed to be entertaining people. Why would I frame a photo of myself and put it on the wall? I have my wedding and my engagement photos right here on my wall. But that's a beautiful together thing. Like, I'm not some fucking narcissist with pictures of myself all up in my fucking house. Let's see what you have to say.
Well, what cracks me up is that people don't like Superman. He was traditionally called the Big Blue Boy Scout. And Superman's inherent weakness is his goodness.
So this is one of the reasons that Superman was never my favorite hero. It's Rorschach and Batman for me. I like nuance. I like a little roughness and struggle and maybe some mental issues. I like the willingness to do what you have to do for justice. And Superman was always Mr. America goody two shoes. You know what I mean?
I mean, sorry, but those are great values in my opinion. You know, and I root for that. To see people picking on Superman and Jesse Waters making a funny comment about the Cave saying MS-13. He wasn't talking about the character, in my opinion. I think he was talking about. I know Jesse well, and I love him. I think he's great and funny, but he makes great political points with some snark, and it's great. And I think it's wonderful. And the point I think he was making about the MS-13 thing on his cape was, how woke is Hollywood going to make this character? How much is Disney going to change their Snow White? How much are they? Why are they going to change these characters that exist? For the times, for Superman.
The reason these characters exist and everyone loves them is for exactly what they are. We don't want it updated for modern times. They're timeless. Superman is timeless. Snow White is timeless. Not, oh, we need to update it for someone with a septum piercing and purple hair. Like, these things people continue to watch and read and be a part of because they're timeless. You don't need to update it. And modern audiences clearly have no fucking taste, no fucking vision. They're horrible. They're offended by everything. No one wants anything for them. The second I hear something's been updated for modern audiences, I literally go glassy-eyed and I don't want to watch it. I just don't.
And it was truth, justice, and the American way. Well, they dropped that. In fact, they let it go. They let that trademark on that go. So it's out there, and they came up with truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Changing.
That's terrible. Superman is America's Superboy. Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen is a playoff Superman. He's America's badass because they're like, what if superheroes were real? What if Superman was real? Well, the Watchmen was, we have superheroes are real, God is real, and he is an American. I'm sorry that other countries didn't come up with this cool ass shit. Japan's hold my beer, slamming around all these animes and shit. Like, they have their own thing. We don't need to make Superman global. He's not global. He's American. So I don't understand why that is kryptonite to people in Hollywood, to be proud of your own country. Like, that's a psyop from foreign countries, definitely, to make you no one in foreign countries hates their own country. France practically is burning down at all times, and those people are nothing but proud to be staunch nationalists.
Beloved characters, I don't think is a great idea. I think if you want to create a new character, go ahead and do that. But for me, Superman has always stood for truth, justice, and the American way. And the American way is immigrant friendly, tremendously.
What people they're confused about is no one's anti-immigrant. The majority of Americans, including Democrats, are anti-illegal immigrants. With illegal immigrants, you have corporations, employments, restaurants, nail salons, farmers who can openly abuse and commit human rights violations because there's no workman's protections for illegals. They don't have to have a necessary amount of breaks or any of that. They can abuse the shit out of these people. They can't report it. And everyone's like, yeah, we love that. Human rights violations, abuse them up. No breaks for illegal. Like, what are you doing? They drive down American jobs and ruin the American market. We're against illegal immigration. We're pro-legal immigration, dude. I don't understand. Mexicans do not hate their country because they're coming here to rob our country. They're sending all the money home. It destroys our economy, not only for the American worker, but for our money. They don't put the money back into our economy. Think of them as sharecroppers. They'll come up here for 6 months and work under the table, and they'll send all the money back home, which enriches Mexico's economy and not ours. I don't know. Shut up. Dude, I lived in LA and I watched all the rich people hire these fucking illegal immigrants to clean their homes and pay them nothing. And they're like, oh my God, it's so amazing. I'm such a good person. I hired this chick. Her name's Lucy. She does. So this is how it goes. One lady who speaks good English that's American runs the maid industry. Then she hires all these illegals that she gets to abuse and steal all their money and pay them pennies on the dollar. These women live in 1-bedroom apartments with like 20 fucking people because they're not living in America. So I call it the madame of the maid industry starts pocketing all this money, right? And then the people she pays under the table, the only way for that money to be worth anything is to send it back home. So they come here and they live in poor conditions, like 8 people deep in a 1-bedroom apartment. They don't get breaks. I had a nail salon next to my mom's house that I went to. No one spoke English. Those are not legal immigrants. I remember telling my niece, I'm like, I don't think anyone here is legal. And lo and behold, a year later, they totally, okay, oh yeah, daddy, you're being really fucking weird. Fuck off. That's weird. No, thank you. Anyway, they shut it down for human trafficking. They caught all these people were illegal being abused by the head of the nail salon. And for some reason, people advocate for the abuse of human beings. You cannot abuse legal Americans. You're asking to go drive by my old house? That's fucking creepy. No, thank you, dude. No, thank you. But yeah, I'm totally pro immigration and I'm anti human rights violation illegals that hurt our economy and hurt human beings.
Immigrant friendly, but there are rules. You can't come in saying, I want to get rid of all the rules in America because I want it to be more like Somalia. Well, that doesn't work.
You have to assimilate. And illegals don't assimilate because they constantly go home or they come here and they don't assimilate. My family came from Italy and they assimilated. They said it was rude to speak Italian. Like my grandma lost her language because she was like, we wanted to be American, not Italian. That's why we're here. We're here to speak your language and integrate into your culture and to be American. Her brother volunteered to go to World War II and was shot down by Nazis and was in a concentration camp and had the numbers on his arm. He never would talk about what happened. Thank God that camp got liberated. My grandma said he was a living skeleton when he came home, but he couldn't come straight home because he was so sick. So she's like, imagine what he looked like for those 2 months they had to feed him and stuff before sending him home because he was in such poor health. But our family wanted to prove how American they were. And he went right in and signed up because he's like, we're not for Italy and Mussolini. We're for America. And that's how it should be.
Because you had to leave Somalia to come here to make America small. It doesn't make any sense. And that just doesn't make any sense. If people are coming for economic opportunity, well, let's take a look at your government too and why you don't have that economic opportunity. What are the things that are going on there? And if you're coming, and there have to be limits because we can't have everybody here in the United States. Everybody can't come here. We can't. Our society will fail. So there have to be limits, and the Congress is supposed to make those limits, and then the executive branch is supposed to follow those laws.
We have those laws. Our government broke them and literally flooded our country with illegal immigrants. Our government invaded our country and then started a mass brainwashing campaign to convince Americans, well, no one else would want these jobs. Okay, in Montana, we don't have nail salons full of illegal immigrants that can't speak English. I'm sorry, we don't. There's Americans, they speak English They're American. They work at the nail salon. You know what I mean?
And enforce those laws.
We have laws. And I don't want to follow the laws if other people don't have to. That's the problem. Like, why do certain sections of people get special treatment? Ugh, look at this, guys. Just read that headline. Just read it. Just look at that. Look at that. I told my husband I am his ride or die. I am with my husband to the bitter end. I love that man. I am all for him. But if it's something like that, why would Eva Marcel be mad at me? I have only ever said she's a really fucking pretty lady. That's it. So if she's mad at me, I don't know, it's to cause attention, to get press. I've only ever said she was really pretty and that she was short for a model. I don't think that's rude. I remember I was just surprised because I was in flats and she was in heels and she was shorter than me. Then again, I'm a huge bitch. But yeah, if Eva Marcel, Eva Pigford, whatever you remember her from, I think she won season 2 or 3 of Top Model. If she's mad at me, it's for attention because I've only ever said nice things. So don't care. Don't fucking care. That would be my guess. Either that or you're just making up stories. I don't know which. But yeah, if my husband did anything like this, I ain't standing by him. I don't know why anyone would falsely accuse my husband of something like this. You know what I mean? So, like, where's this coming from? This is our Sun Milk SPF 50 that I'm putting on my face. It has got hyaluronic acid and squalene and a bunch of Korean beauty ingredients in it. And I am just putting it on. As you can see, just mascara, eyeliner, and literally I just put powder right above the eyeliner so that it doesn't run. I just kind of want to go naked face today. It's a naked face kind of day. But yeah, I love my husband very, very much. Let's do illuminating vitamin C primer. But if something like this happened, I always give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I trust my husband. My voiceover God husband. I trust him. I just, I would hope he'd feel the same way if like the police were like, your wife is doing things to kids. I hope he'd be like, what? What? Like, what? What is going on here? Why is this a thing? Why am I reading this? I saw that Montana has the highest per capita number of Bugattis than any state in America. What is a Bugatti? I'm looking it up. I don't even know what you're talking about. French luxury? Oh, it's because all those fucking celebrities that moved to Big Sky. And now you can't move to Big Sky or Whitefish. Like John Mayer and all these fucking assholes. They all have like a second home here. And it's like the size of the fucking White House. Like they're not fucking around. It is the size of the White House. They just moved in. Little Beyond Glow lip serum. Expensive Italian car. Yeah, it's those rich people. How do you not know what a Bugatti is? Because I don't give a fuck about cars. I don't give a fuck. I told my husband, I'm like, if we are ever super rich, I never want a nice luxury car. I don't care. Like, I will drive an Escort. I don't care about my car. Just get me where I have to go. I don't need bells and whistles. I don't want fancy anything. Just a car that works. That's good for me. I'm not a car girl. Just I don't care at all. Now, I'll tell you what I will spend my money on. Are you guys ready? Sheets. High thread count. Unbelievable. Delicious and yummy sheets. Yep. Oh yeah. We have a lot of second homes where we live here. All the rich Canadians have second homes here. Some of them aren't rich. It was just passed down through their family. So it is a ghost town here. A lot. They come down in the summer and then they leave in the winter. I'm a Ford kind of girl. Sheets, bitch. High thread count sheets. I want to feel good in my fucking bed. I will spend money on a good mattress and good sheets. I don't need fancy things, dude. I will buy used clothes off eBay. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Used everything. I don't care, except for shoes that are closed. I'll do used shoes that are like sandals, like high heels, that get like air. I ain't buying no sneakers. Get the fuck out of here. Can't put a price tag on sleep. That's what I'm saying. Last gay guy I spoke to, my childhood best friend since kindergarten. Like just the other day. I mean, I don't really care what actually, well, it wasn't a guy. I did talk to my lesbian cousin the other day, but I don't really care. Like I don't sleep with her. So like the sexuality of like my family and friends literally means nothing to me. It I don't even want to think about them ever having sex. I don't want to hear about their sex lives. Gay, straight, I don't give a shit. Keep that shit to yourself, dude. Just keep it to yourself. I don't need to hear about it. I'm good. I'm good. No heary abouty. Nope. So 20% off all orders $60 or more with code SIZZLE20. 20% off. So just go to adriennecurry.com and you can shop in my Avon store. Use the code SIZZLE20 and you'll get 20% off your entire order, $60 or more. Yeah, I went to Silver Lake a lot. Bamboo sheets aren't my favorite. I like cotton sateen. And I like this. It's called Brooklinen. I think they're so expensive. They have these cashmere sheets. And thank God I bought them before inflation, baby. Because I went and looked and I was like, ooh. My ex-husband didn't have a tech fortune. His fortune came from alimony from his third wife. It was in the newspaper. Like he got almost $500,000 a year for 4 years. But who cares? I don't want his fucking money. Shove it up your ass. I'm not with people for money. If I'm with someone, I love them at the time. That's why I was there. And when I didn't love him anymore, I didn't need anything about him. And I wanted to fucking leave forever. Anyway, adriennecurry.com. I didn't get a chunk of it because I don't fucking want it. I wanted him to shove it into his ass. That's what I wanted. Sorry, I can make my own way. And I'd love to make my own way by you going to adriennecurry.com and shopping with me. Get your 20% off my Avon with code SIZZLE20. 20% off all orders $60 or more. I'm out of here. I had to go live my best life. It's been fun, kids. It's been fun. I really hold no ill will towards anyone in my past. I'm so happy with my husband. The only reason I ever have to think about them is every day for me is Groundhog Day. And every day people mention my ex-husband to me. I hope he doesn't have to go through this. I hope he and his wife don't have to go through this. Because I know me and my husband after 10 years, we're like, oh my God. It's like the part of Groundhog Day where he's just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to mentally break. I can't do it anymore. Guys, have a fantastic day. I've got to clean my house, and then I have a whole bunch to do with Avon. So Avon changed their website, and momentarily you did force a show with him. Yeah, I forced him to do a show. It was totally by force. An almost 50-year-old man had no free will. He was so weak, easily molded, like a fucking marionette. And I had the strings. What a weak. Seriously, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. I'm annoyed now. Everyone fuck off. I'll see you on Friday, and people on TikTok.